river estuary, on an island, stands a town they used to call Chamfort. Recognize it? Today they call it Cowes, the most famous yachting centre in the world. The old fortifications there, built by Henry VIII, were called Cowes, and perhaps to diminish the bovine association, somebody added the letter E, and that's how they've called the town ever since. For most visitors, it's the gateway to the Isle of Wight. If you'll excuse a very old pun, the cream of true pleasure flows freely from Cowes. At no time is that pleasure more keenly tasted than in Cowes Week. Nearly 700 yachts were taking part, besides hundreds of others just there for the fun of it. The Garden Island it's called, a garden which owes its attractions as much to the sea as to the soil. Freshwater Bay, one of the main holiday beaches along its 60 miles of coastline. Alum Bay, famous for its cliffs, which are composed of at least a dozen different shades of sandstone. In fact, variety is one of the fascinations of the Isle of Wight. Sir Walter Scott described it as that beautiful island which he who once sees never forgets. The island's only 23 miles by 13, and the railways were conceived on a suitable scale. They're a link with Queen Victoria, as are the towns and villages from which the old locomotives got their names. Calbourne is one of the prettiest spots on the island. Railways aren't the only reminder of Victoriana. The great Queen has her chief memorial in Osborne House, her seaside home in which she died. Part of it is now a convalescent home. Glories of the past, signposts of the future. The hovercraft service, now operating between Southsea and Ryde, can carry 20 passengers across the Solent in less than 10 minutes. She wears an almost Victorian skirt to contain the cushion of air. She subsides like a Victorian too. But let's get back to Cowes among the crowds of sightseers and sailing types. First Cowes Week was in 1826, organised by members of the Royal Yacht Squadron. Incidentally, their headquarters at the castle, one of the most exclusive clubs in the world, was used as an HQ for the D-Day operations. Not only yachtsmen sail the Solent, many of the biggest ocean-going liners pass close to the island. This year's harbour scene was dominated by the frigate Wakeful and the Royal Yacht Britannia. Wakeful was acting as guardship. Prince Philip was introducing Princess Anne to his favourite sport, and we photographed them aboard Bloodhound. They were about to race for the Britannia Challenge Cup, one of the biggest events of the week. It turned out rather a tame introduction for the princess. Virtually no wind at all for 7 hours. Earlier, Bloodhound had been sailing for the Preston Challenge Cup. The Ketch Marabou entered by the Royal Navy among the field, which comprised some of the largest yachts taking part in Cowes Week. This is Springtime, the yawl owned by Mr. Neil Watson. Here's Bloodhound. Prince Philip was certainly getting the best of both worlds, a 35-tonner for the big races and a flying 15 for more sprightly sailing. We'll be seeing cowslip later on. As evening falls, everyone's praying for a better breeze tomorrow. And the forecast is good. Sunshine and a sailing wind. Cowes Week actually lasts 9 days, and the regatta offers something for every class of boat, from big cruisers up to 60 feet to the humblest dinghy, down through the names which spell poetry to every yachtsman. Daring, Dragon, Swallow, Sunbeam, Red Wing, Folk Boat, Flying 15. Over 150 races during the week, using up over 100 pounds of gunpowder. This is an event for boats of the X class. cameraman was aboard Pegasus, owned by Britannia Royal Naval College, to get a close-up of the exercise and expertise which are combined to crew a racing craft. And here's Prince Philip in his Flying 15, Cowslip. Crewing for him, his sailing advisor, Arthur Fox. Cowslip bore the marks of a slight encounter with a launch, but nothing serious. The week is always a time for superlatives, but even amid all the ritual of sacred cows, the pleasures that really count are the simple ones. The feel of a boat under sail, the delicate response of canvas and cordage, the sun and the sea.